Welcome to my Relationship Mending and Conflict Resolution Workshop. My name is Chuck Suter. This is the second in a three-part series called Relationship 102, Conflict Resolution. The focus on this particular workshop is on conflict resolution. In other words, getting to yes, where two parties in a potentially conflictual situation get together and work out their differences and come to some type of workable compromise. The three primary tools or skills or process steps are non-defensive communication, where you simply meet with the other party without a hidden agenda of anger, ill will, to talk about a common problem amongst two parties. You enter into a negotiation where the goal is to come to a win-win or compromise situation, and ultimately where the behaviors and roles and responsibilities of the parties are well enough defined that there is shared expectations. In case you're wondering what I look like, the speaker, sometimes people like to know or get a visual of the person behind the voice. Just simply look at the picture on the left-hand side. What I recommend you do as I scroll through this presentation is to listen to the words the first time through, and then the second time through you can go through and pause each of the on each of the view charts to read them more carefully and connect them to the words that were said previously. The whole intent is to give you enough information whereby you can begin to do this on your own, because most of you will probably never have a chance to attend one of my workshops, so it's best to capture as much knowledge as you can and attempt to apply it on your own. This particular chart shows the second of the three-part series on relationship mending and conflict resolution. Relationship 101, which is the first workshop, is focused mainly on reducing hurts and working out any grievances, hardships that you have with the other person before you get together with them to try to resolve your dispute. The key focus here is on the act of forgiveness, which may take some doing, since some people like to hang on to their grievances. And if you're going to make a relationship more workable, make it better, you've got to be prepared to talk civilly with the other person. Non-defensive communication. When you're ready to speak with the other person, you must do so from a positive perspective. You're simply going to invite the other person to have a conversation. I suggest you make an appointment where there won't be any interruptions and the other party will be able to listen and participate in a joint working relationship to try to resolve any conflicts that are currently in a relationship and to attempt to make it better. What you're going to do is you're going to focus on the future. You're not going to go back and try to make the other person feel bad because they hurt your feelings. You're going to move forward. You'll talk about the past only if the other person asks you for an example. You're going to communicate only positive messages. You're going to look for the good. You're going to assume the other person had or has good intentions. And you're going to seek positive possibilities in improving your relationship. And when you do speak, you're not going to do any condemning, no complaining, no condemning. You're basically going to use I messages. By that I mean you're going to simply state how you feel when other people treat you in a way in which you believe this person has been treating you. So use I messages. Then you're going to ask for what you want positively and respectfully. You have to control your thoughts and intentions, and you have to keep everything positive. Stay focused on your message. Don't get caught up in your emotions. If you find your emotions getting to become inflamed, then take a pause. Either terminate that particular conversation and resume again in the future when your emotions are more under your control. But continue to ask for what you want. In terms of changing the dynamics of a relationship, it's often been said that you can't change other people, and that's it. That's basically a true statement. You can't change other people's values, their temperament, but you can change one thing: how they relate to you. You don't have to accept unrespectful behavior without speaking up and giving feedback. You just simply need to continue to ask for the respect and civility that you want. Eventually, you want to get into negotiation and compromise where win-win is your ultimate objective, or you win something, the other party wins something. You need to explain what your problem is to the person in non-accusative terms, and to ask for their indulgence and their help in helping you relate to them in a way that is both beneficial to you and beneficial to them. You can ask the other party what you might be doing to contribute to the conflict and listen to what they have to say, because you can offer improvements in your own way of relating to them, just as you can ask them to improve how they relate to you. You need to come up with what's most important in the relationship. Listen and share their thoughts, your thoughts and feelings, and listen to theirs. Eventually, you're going to need to do some trade-off and compromises. You give and they give, you take and they take, and eventually you want to take the compromise and put it into specific behavioral terms, including who does what, when, where, and maybe even how. People act according to their intentions and commitments. So ultimately, you need to reach a point where you have shared expectations, or even better, shared intentions, where both parties are trying to do the right things in improving a relationship. It would be ideal if you could put the agreement in writing. So take the responsibility to write down what you believe the agreement is. You can even give the other person a copy. At that point, proceed as if the agreement was agreed upon. And if there are any breaches of the agreement, it could be just because there's not a common, complete understanding. Stay positive. Don't assume the other person is violating the agreement. Just assume that there's a misunderstanding. Bring it to their attention. Continue to shape the relationship in the direction you want it to go. That doesn't mean that you can't have future conversations on how to improve a relationship. But do your part. Make sure the other party wants to keep the terms of the agreement because they're getting value from the relationship that you provide. So in summary, if you want to improve a relationship, you want to resolve a conflict, you're going to have to take the initiative. You have to act as the peacemaker. Once you've forgiven the other party, that's the goal and purpose of the first workshop, you can get into a discussion with the other party about how you can improve the relationship. It's basically value for value. You have to stay positive, you have to stay focused, you have to stay committed to your relationship goal. You don't have to accept how other people treat you. You can speak up. You can talk to the other party in a peaceful and respectful manner. Ask for what you want. Enter into a negotiation. Be willing to give as well as to demand. And ultimately, when you reach a value for value relationship where everyone wins, you can move forward with the agreement and possibly even begin to improve the relationship. Now, relationship building is the essence of the third workshop. That's next to come. But for now, that's all. Remember to stay positive. You'll be happier and you'll live longer.